Hi there. I received lots of questions on the menstrual health survey, and one of the questions was, where the heck is my uterus? And so I thought that was a good place to start this series. And so this is a pelvic model here. So these are your ASIS, anterior superior iliac spine. And so if you put your hands on your hips, your fingers will fall right on top of the ASIS, that bony protuberance that sticks out right there. So that's a good landmark to know when you're trying to find the ovaries and the uterus. And another good landmark to know is the pubic symphysis, so right here. So if you feel your belly, you don't have any bones right here between the rib cage and the pelvis. So if you move your hand down the belly until you find that hard spot, that's your pubic symphysis. So the pelvis sits in right about here. And the uterus is inside the pelvis. And this is the fundus of the uterus, meaning the top of the fundus, the opposite side of the opening, which the opening is the cervix. And here's the fallopian tubes and ovaries here. The uterus sits between the bladder. The bladder would be right here. It's not in this pelvic model. And the rectum would be right here. And so that's important to know because uterine position can affect the bladder and the rectum. And I'll go over that as well as all the uterine ligaments that hold the uterus in place. I'll go over that in another video. So right now I want to show you, so here's the ASIS that you just found and the pubic symphysis. And this model, the pubic symphysis is kind of, there's a little dysfunction there. Let's just say that shouldn't be all cattywampus. It should be straight across. And so, but if you drew a line from the ASIS to this pubic bone here, you'd see that the ovary is right in that line. And so on yourself, an easy way to find your ovaries is if you take your hands and you put your thumbs together, tips together at the navel, which is your belly button, and then you just relax your hands down so you have this triangle here, and you just gently relax your pinkies. You see there's a little separation in my pinkies rather than being tight next to my hands. Well, right under the pinkies should be the area of your ovaries are in. And what's really cool about the ovaries is they're these organs of creation, and so they give off a lot of metabolic activity and energy that can be felt like heat. In some cultures, the ovaries are considered this fire energy. And so if you put your palms over the areas of the ovaries, and you'll feel this over the palms, and sometimes you'll feel one side's more hot or you feel more energy coming from that area, and sometimes that's the ovary that's actually ovulating that month. And so that's just a little way to connect in with your uterus and ovaries. So I hope that helps to give you an idea of where the uterus is. I'll also post pictures in the blog post because it's good to see it from many angles. And then look for the next video on uterine position.